So yesterday I uploaded my reaction to a video on Aniza Jamha by Glitch Poachers, and during it, he brought up a theory that Aniza is primarily interested in doing Creator Clash in order to get closer to the Poggers community, which consists of streamers like Miskiff, Ludwig, Hassan, Pokimane, etc. And while reacting to that portion of the video, it caused me to go on an impromptu 15-minute rant about exactly why I dislike that community of creators so much, and it was such a big part of the video that instead of putting it in the reaction that I uploaded yesterday, I figured I could make it an entire video. So that's the context going into this. I hope you enjoy.
The Poggers community is a loose and informal creator clique of English-speaking Twitch streamers and YouTube streamers who regularly collaborate on each other's live streams and videos and heavily share audiences and communities. The most popular streamers in the clique are XQC, Asmongold, JSchlatt, Hassan, Ludwig, Miskiff, Moist Critical, Soda Poppin, Pokimane, and Austin.
So Poggers community just means community of shitty people? Like, dude, these are like, half of these are like my least favorite people. JSchlatt's fine, Moist Critical's fine, Soda Poppin's fine, because I don't really know that much about him. Same with Austin Show, I don't know much about him. I guess it's just XQC, Pokimane, Miskiff, so, and Hassan. That's still quite a bit out of the list. It's like half of them.
So the largest friendship nepotism clique on the internet. I think Casanet is pretty smart for not wanting to associate with them. I mean, how much longer can the Poggers community keep up the being creatively bankrupt is so quirky shtick?
Every year we see innovation from just chatting streamers as they push boundaries and ask the question, how can we do even less?
So you can look forward to a bright 2023 of me watching YouTube videos, reading Reddit posts, and then also reading YouTube comments after I watch the YouTube video.
I'll be honest, 95% of my streams, I look at what someone else did, I had a small little twist, and then I steal that.
Dude, oh my god, dude, that was such a great... Dude, I wish I could like the video twice, bro. They made an award show for themselves, and they don't even, like, think they're worthy of their award. The award show is made by Cutie Cinderella, and Ludwig's her boyfriend. She just gave her boyfriend an award, and he's like, yeah, I don't really think I deserve this shit, lol. Like, they're just making a whole meme out of it. Like, what? The whole Poggers community and that whole culture and everything around that. It's like my least favorite clique on the internet. It's literally my least favorite clique on the internet. I'm gonna be real. I have extreme bias towards that clique. And for good reason, based on the actions of the people that are in that clique. Although, I don't guilt by association, and I'm like, okay, well, because Critical collabs with these people sometimes, or, you know, Ludwig does, or Soda Poppin does, or Austin does, or Asmongold. I'm not going to say that they are bad people or people that I don't like. They're probably not people that I would get along with or vibe with, I guess, because they're friends with people that I fundamentally don't like. But, you know, I'm not going to guilt by association. So many people do that with me, dude. They're like, I hate Keemstar, I hate Nicholas Diori, and I don't even, like, talk with Keemstar that much. We're, like, in a group chat together. I wouldn't even say I'm like super close with Keemstar, but whatever. Like people associate me with him. So it's like Keemstar, Nicholas Diorio, Augie RFC, they do something, and then it's like Bowblax is responsible for it. Like what? So I'm not gonna do the same thing with like Ludwig or Critical or what have you. Although Ludwig's backtrack of the Miskiff situation, I did think was a little like, but I mean, it's just one thing, and I'm not gonna be hypocritical and literally, they were literally talking about this earlier in the video where it's like, there's like a slight thing that Aniza doesn't like, and they just villainize the person. Just because Ludwig did one thing I didn't like, I'm not gonna completely villainize him. And all the other people, I don't think they've done anything that I've seen that I'd have a major issue with, so yeah. But generally, Poggers community, it sucks cock, dude. It's horrible.
Out of all of Aniza's content that I've seen, I've never been impressed once. If she can get in with a group where association is more important than creativity, that would be a great boon to her career. And if you can't get into the Poggers community through talent, then just buy your way in. Just throw money at some of the most popular creators.
That's literally how you get into those communities too. And I remember like Ian and Aniza talking about like, oh, we want to be more involved with like the streamer community and stuff when they were like having Estefan interview them for Creator Clash. And I've never really seen iDubbbz and Aniza really interact with that side of the internet until Creator Clash. So this theory, like this video is very good. I was like, do I really want to watch another iDubbbz video? But this video is so good, actually. I agree with all of his assessments. I'm buying into these theories for sure. I know a lot of people call out like people in the Poggers community. I guess that's what they're calling themselves now. I usually just say Twitch streamers, but I guess that's too vague. So maybe I should start saying Poggers community. But it's just so nice to hear someone else articulate exactly why these communities suck. there was a line he said earlier where it's like, you buy your way into those communities and get popular off association instead of off creativity. You grow based on association rather than in creativity. And that is 100% the Twitch game, 100% the Poggers community game or whatever. And that like idea of social climbing and that being like the whole culture around that particular corner of the internet, it's like the culture, I guess, around any like content creator space, but the degrees of which it's seen like varies. But with streamers, particularly because of how the medium is with it being live, and so you just have someone hop on your stream, it's so easy to collab, it's like different. It's breeded this like insanely clicky like social climbing culture, which in turn has actually affected the entire kind of discourse around controversy and communities, because creators will speak out against certain people and certain issues based on the clique they're in rather than what's said. Like, obviously what's said is taken into account, but like what clique they are in is very important. And that's why I cringe when I see like Ludwig defending Miskiff or like what have you, because they're catering to their clique. If he wasn't in that clique, he would be more harsh on certain people. And since like creators like Ludwig and Moist Critical and a bunch of these other and a bunch of other creators through like, I guess, less direct association are doing commentary and connected to the Poggers community, it just creates an echo chamber, like a hug box, where it's just like certain people are immune from criticism. And I think that's why a lot of these Pogger community people hate like my side of the internet, like the drama community, because we are willing to criticize people within the clique, right? And they want to control their narrative. So us infiltrating that, it pisses them off a lot, which is why you see Pokimane go so aggro at me 5 years later, because I'm willing to criticize her sometimes. Or not even criticize her, but just show her mistakes. Which is so hypocritical, because they will literally talk about like whatever drama pops up on their feed in order to make content off of it when it doesn't damage someone within their clique. Or if it does involve someone within their clique, they're gonna like softball it, right? To the extent that they even talk about war. Like XQC talking about like Gaza and shit, like, or like reacting to like missile strikes and stuff. If only Hamas or Israel were in their clique, then they'd get. Well, actually, I maybe Palestine and Hamas is in Hassan's clique based on what he's been saying, I guess. But that is why I'm so mad at like the Poggers community and the Miskiff situation in particular, because obviously like it's horrible and there's like sexual harassment that was involved in it. But the reason like I seem to care more about like that Miskiff situation than like other similar situations is because it's embroiled and entangled, and it's like a perfect example of this like clique mentality, protective, like insulating hug box that has kind of formed. The fact that Miskiff has gone away with it, and also the fact that, you know, Adriana being touched in her sleep by Miskiff's best friend, since Miskiff's best friend is Miskiff's best friend, and Miskiff is such a like core part of the Poggers clique and has like so much power within who can be in the clique and who can't be in the clique or whatever, which is obviously important for the growth of these Twitch streamers since it's about association instead of creativity. He basically was like, oh, well, my best friend doesn't like Adriana because she doesn't like him because he touched her in her sleep, so I'm just going to say that Adriana's a piece of shit and blacklist her for a bunch of things and make up dumb reasons and stuff like that. And the horrible part is that like this clique rhetoric of like retwisting the truth to benefit the people in the clique that like Miskiff does and stuff like that, it extends to the public response as well. And that's why Miskiff's been able to get away with it, because technically the fans, the Poggers fans, the little like slaves that give them money for just being, you know, creatively bankrupt clout leeches, they believe the same rhetoric that they put out for their own clique internally. So it's like the same excuses that Miskiff makes up to blacklist somebody he doesn't like from his clique is the same excuses he tells his chat, and it ruins their reputation. The Miskiff situation, everyone agrees that Miskiff and Maya, and especially Crazy Slick,
are all worse than Adriana Lee, right? When it happened. But now that it's out of the active cycle and it's just back to being a story within the Poggers community clique, the general consensus from like the Miskiff fans and stuff like that and the general like Pogger community fans is that Adriana is actually the bad one, right? Adriana still gets hate. Isn't that crazy that Adriana still gets hate and Miskiff doesn't get nearly as much as he should? Like it's just like that's how much social control they have, right? And that's what and going back to the topic at hand, that's what Aniza is trying to get with Creator Clash. She's doing all this Creator Clash to get into that clique and be part of that clique that literally prioritizes themselves over all things. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Sorry, I just completely I guess black-pilled or I don't know. I just explained the entire inner workings of that, but maybe you guys already knew that. I don't know. Maybe you guys already knew that, but this guy definitely knows it. Glitch Poacher definitely knows it, and he's highlighting it in this video, and that's why I like this video so much so far, because he's highlighting exactly why Aniza did Creator Clash and what her end goal is, and he recognized that. And not a lot of people recognize that because they have a lot of influence. Like, these people collectively have a lot of influence. Like, most people aren't aware that they act this way and protect themselves in this way. And the Miskiff situation really highlighted it, but unfortunately they are just so good at what they do in terms of mass manipulation that it just doesn't matter, I guess. Or maybe they just have a bunch of kid followers. I don't fucking know. Hopefully I didn't sound too conspiratorial. Do you guys understand what I'm saying in chat? And don't just say it if you're like, just because you're like a fan of me. Like, do you guys get what, or do you guys think I'm just off base? Am I being schizo or crazy? I'm legitimately curious. You can tell me if I'm being fucking schizo crazy, over the top, looking too deep into it. You can tell me. I'm fine with it, man. It is infuriating that they suffer no consequences. You're so right, Echolon. But it's something that I've just had to live with. Like, it's gonna be this way, and there's nothing I can do about it. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, there was always cliques on the internet, right? But I never felt like they were so damaging to, like, public narratives as the Poggers community. Like, I feel like it's a different level. Like, obviously, like, back in the day where they were the top YouTubers, like Smosh or, like, Shane Dawson and, like, obviously Shane Dawson was doing some bad stuff, and then there's like people who get invited to YouTube rewinds, you know, back in the day, right? Obviously there's like an upper echelon of like creators, and there's always going to be like cliques and groups and stuff with content creation, but I don't think any clique has been as bad as the Poggers in terms of just like, with the Miskiff situation, it's been definitively proven that Miskiff and especially Maya actively tried to soften the blow for Crazy Slick as much as possible publicly, despite what he did. And they care more about that than the situation at hand. And it's been proven without a shadow of a doubt, and yet the narrative can still be flipped because that's just how much influence all of these streamers collectively have. And I'm annoyed at Ludwig for like playing into that by being like, oh, I'm gonna retract my Miskiff thing. And then the whole like OTK third-party investigation, the investigation was to see if OTK was legally liable for what Miskiff did. That is such like a very narrow thing that they investigated. And of course the answer is going to be like, no, OTK is not legally liable for Miskiff downplaying sexual assault. Like, they're not legally liable, but they still probably shouldn't have a guy on who's willing to do that. It's more about morals and legality, and the legality wouldn't fall on OTK in particular. It would fall on like Miskiff or Maya or whatever. That's why there's like a lawsuit going on. And I keep hearing things about like Adriana having like the advantage in the court document or whatever, and then like Miskiff having the advantage. And I'm gonna be honest, like, I'm just gonna look at that when it's done. But yeah, it's just crazy that it's just like definitively proven and they have the ability to turn that around. That's power, and that's some power that Aniza wants a taste of. Aniza wants a taste of that OTK Poggers thing. Oh yeah, and the reason I brought up the investigation with OTK is that Ludwig retracted his opinion on the Miskiff situation and said like, oh, he's 100% in the clear or whatever, or he's in the clear. Like, he said it boils down to him just being an asshole in his return stream, but everything else is okay. He said that a day before the investigation thing came out. It's like, and they hang out with each other and they have business deals with each other. Like, it's just so clear
what's going on, especially when you heard that leaked Discord call, like how they talk to each other behind the scenes. It's just so clear, but like they have enough fans that are willing to believe them. So yeah. I didn't know I was going to go on a whole explanation of why I dislike Misgift. Some people just don't understand that, so I'm glad I was able to get that all out.